Hi everybody, welcome Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today we are in the YouTube corner, the corner of my office where I like to come to you guys twice a month for a knitting podcast. We have a lot of bags and updates to the website to go over today. No finished objects. We do have some work in progress. We have quite a bit of progress done on our whips, and then we have a little bit of acquisitions along with where you can find us. If you're interested in any of this, stick around. Before we get started with our podcast, I want to welcome all of you to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. For those of you who come every week and watch my videos, like, subscribe, comment on my videos, I really appreciate all of you for doing all of that. For those of you who this might be the very first video that you're watching, I hope you enjoy the content. Thank you for stopping by and watching. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and possibly subscribe to my channel. Okay, so let's get into our podcast. Okay, so normally when we do a knitting podcast, we will do an update to the website. So let's talk about the new bags that we have into the website. We have a lot being dumped in because we had, there was a couple of weeks, there was a week that I didn't have my sewing machine. If you guys follow me on social media, you'll see that I posted that I was without my sewing machine for a little bit of right around a week. And so I've got a lot that I did in the last couple of days to get caught up with my sewing. So here we go. Today, by the way, is February 3rd, 2025. Okay, so the first things we're going to show is some of our knitted bags that we have, knit-related bags. So this is a whole series of bags that we have into the website. These are knitting dogs. We have a medium drawstring. Inside it is paired with pink, and we have the blue drawstrings on the outside. Of course, all of the bags come with a key tag inside. The next one is, we got it in medium, or a small drawstring, small drawstring. We have we have about 4 of the notions pouches. They're paired with the blue swirl, pink, and then the blue on the back. And then we also got our medium snap. The snap bags come with a wristlet. Of course, the inside of these have the blue swirl on them. And then we have a small snap with the blue swirl. So this is the first set of bags that I got ready for the shop. Okay, the next set is sheep yarn balls. And we paired this a couple of different ways. I did the drawstrings, I put a pink drawstring cord, and then we have the mint green, I guess you would call that, on the inside. We have a small drawstring in that as well. We have 2 notions pouches that have pink on the inside. And then our snaps, we paired with just the mint green on the inside. I did a darker teal wristlet, kind of blended with the darker skein of yarn there. I thought the light one was a little bit too light and would get too dirty, and so would with the pink. So I did the darker. We have a small snap in that as well. And then we have 2 notion pouches to go with those, and they have the mint green on the inside of those. Okay, so that is all of that set. They will be in the multi-grouping, multi-grouping I think is what it's called on the website, where you can find everything that is made with this fabric. Okay, so then the next one of this is my Born to Knit. And of course we got a medium drawstring. It is paired with the yellow. We got a small drawstring. And then of course there is 4 notions pouches that match these with the yellow on them. And then we have our medium snap. Yellow on the inside, yellow snaps. And then we have a small snap. And again, yellow on the inside of this one as well. Yellow wristlets on those ones. Okay, and then the last thing that I have is I got this really cute material I found, and I ended up doing, it is shamrock material, and it has just a couple of ladybugs on it. I was able to get, use the green for the handles, the shamrock green. I was able to find ladybug fabric for the top gusset. This is a large with drawstrings, pockets, and handles. Let me pull it down so you can see the inside with the pockets. It is lined with green. There's a red pocket on one side that's divided into 2, and then on this side over here we got green shamrocks, and then we've got the green and white shamrocks pocket divided into 2, and then a maybe it'll show better on there, and then the green shamrock on the bottom of that for another pocket there. Of course, there's a little key tag on the inside, but this is a large with shamrock with ladybugs. So we've got this set. I have a small snap. It is paired with the white with ladybugs on the inside, and it's got a red wristlet. And I was able to get a small drawstring and paired again with the white with the ladybugs on it. And I was able to get a couple of, about 3 of the notions pouches. And each one of them has a ladybug on the back of it somewhere. When I ordered the material, because I had to order this, I thought there was going to be more than just a few ladybugs on it. So I really had to position where I was going to cut to be able to get the number of bags that I got out of it. So I was able to get 1 ladybug on each side of the bag, depending whether it was up at the top or down at the bottom. But yeah, I was a little disappointed when I got the material here that there wasn't as many ladybugs on it as there is, but it's okay. Pairing it with the ladybug fabric on the top, I think it looks really, really cute. So that is all of those multi-listing bags where you can see everything that's in one fabric. Now we're going to go into our one-of-a-kind designed limited design bags. We have a bunch of wristlets, and I will just we'll do the wristlets first. I'll just show you the decals that I have on them. They will all be on the website. These next set of bags, if you like something, grab it while it's available, because I do not make it again with that same decal. You might find the decal in a little bag or a medium tall bag, but I won't make it again in the same size bag. So here we go with our wrist bags. There's a little gnome with, I think those are peonies flowers. I'm not really sure what kind of flowers those are, but a little gnome in a pot. We have a butterfly with flowers. Dragonfly with some flowers again. And these are just a bunch of roses with some butterflies in there and bees. We've got some lilies. Sunflowers. A blue dragonfly with flowers. A mushroom house. Oh honey, I'm that heifer. A little cow giving the smooch. I'll get my glasses on because I can't read these ones. And then this little cute little cow. I like cows and maybe three people. A little dragon that says, sorry, my nice button is out of order, but my bite me button works just fine. Cute little pig in a hat. Some pink and blue flowers with bees. Some more roses. And those are all of the wrist bags that we have that will be in the shop. Okay, so now let's go into the medium tall bags that we have in the shop. There's a lot of gnomes in these ones. We have a summer gnome with spring flowers in there, in a truck, a little bee gnome. He's got a little knitted hat on. It's kind of cute. We have 3 cows in front of a fence hanging with my heifers. Another spring gnome with a bee. He's got a knitted hat on as well with flowers on it, and he's sitting on a log. Some more spring gnomes. These ones have some dandelions that have already gone to seed, flowers that they're holding on to. 2 little green gnomes there. Another little bee gnome with some sunflowers. And then, like I said, sometimes we get a small one and a big one. This is a bigger medium tall bag that says, sorry, my nice button is out of order, but my bite me button works just fine. And then another mushroom house. And then some really summer ones. We've got a surfing gnome with shells on his head. And then some bunny rabbits that are knitting. These were really cute, I thought. More bunny rabbits with knitted sweaters, knitted headbands. Okay, so then sassy little soul. And then just a girl who loves crafting. Okay, so that is all of my one-of-a-kind design bags that I have for the website. They will be available on the website by the time this airs. Actually, they're going to be available today at 5 o'clock. So after I'm done filming, I've got to get these loaded onto the website so that they are available for purchase. Like I said, if you guys don't follow me on social media, I do more posts on Instagram, Facebook, and now I'm also on Blue Sky. So if you guys are over on Blue Sky, check me out over there, follow me over there. But I'm trying to make sure that I post on all of those platforms more often so that you guys can know what is going on with Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Also, the website will be running across the bottom of it, and all of the information for the website, for my social media, all of that will be linked down below in the section under the video, under the More section, so that you can find everything that I have talked about during this video. We have no new stitch stoppers. With the stitch stoppers, not that I'm getting rid of any at the moment, but some of them, if they sell out, I might not reorder unless I'm asked for them. I'm getting a number of stitch stoppers, and I really want to weed down my list. I have so many, I can't even get them into the bins that I have, and I've started putting them into other containers. So I really want to start, consolidating them. So if they sell out, I might not be getting them back in unless somebody specifically asks for them more than once. If somebody questions about them, I might bring them back in, but I might get rid of some of the multiple kinds that I have. Other than that, that is it for updates to the website. Let's talk about our knitting. We have no finished objects, so we're going to jump right into our whips. So let's get into that. Okay, so with our whips, let's talk about the project that's been on the needles the longest. And this is my daily knit wrap that I have. It's getting quite long. I was right here last time I filmed. I got that much done. I'm actually on February 13th, I think. I'm just trying to knit ahead. Like I said last time, I've already seen all these stitches, so at this point I'm just trying to knit and get it to the length that I need it to be. I really would like to get all of this into the shawl and then probably stop. That's kind of my plan. That's what I'm aiming for at this point, is trying to get all of these knitted in, and anything else that I have added into this bag will go into another one. I'll do a magic knot ball and then make something else with it later down the line. But yeah, it is actually getting pretty long at this point in time, so it will definitely be a nice wrap to go around and throw over and be very warm. And it's still got quite a bit left to go, so it'll definitely be long enough for what I wanted it to do. But yeah, it's definitely not the prettiest. But I've been learning a lot with the different stitches and doing different designs. Yeah. Some of it I only had a little bit, so it's just a nice little strip. And then others, there was a lot of fabric of yarn left for different colors, so it's bigger sections. But yeah. But it is going along. We're working on it, and hopefully this can be off the needles here. I'm hoping to possibly have it off the needles by the end of this month or the end of March. That's my plan. Because I don't know, I just want it off the needles. I want it done. I want to do something else. I want to have another project that I can have up here in my office that I can work on that is not that. Next thing, it's not, well, I guess I'll go to the one that's been on the needles the next longest, and that would be my Pure Comfort Cardi. I can't remember if last month when I podcasted I was done with my sleeves or not, but I am now done with my sleeves. Got the sleeves all done off the needles, and I actually have finished. This was where I was on the body of the sweater, so I finished the body and did all of the ribbing, and I have cast on for my fisherman's rib collar that goes onto it. This was a little difficult for me to understand on how to start this and do this fisherman's rib. I started reading the directions, and it said to pick up all your stitches around, which you start at the right hand corner, pick up all your stitches, and then break yarn. And then go back to the right corner and cast on your 41 stitches for your fisherman's rib. And then there was then you knitted across, because you started here and you picked up your 41, so then you knitted back, and then they were having you pick up that stitch that you had on your cord. Well, it was getting, I don't know, it was really in the way for me when I was trying to pick that stitch up and knit that stitch. So I went along and I pulled that all out, and I used that cord that I had to start my ribbing, and I just, when I get here, I just pick up that stitch. I have to SSK that together, so I just knit to that. I have one stitch left on the needle, and then I SSK into the stitch here, and I think it's doing a really good job of seaming. It blends in really well. Got a nice fisherman's rib collar going. They did tell you when you were to pick them up originally to pick up 3 in every 4 stitches. So I've been very mindful of making sure that every 3 stitches I skip one. After the 3rd stitch I'll skip, so that I'm not picking up too many, and it's not, I think the reason they said that is because it's going to get really heavy, and if you pick up every stitch, it's going to kind of pucker a little bit when you get around to the collar and stuff like that. So I've been trying to keep track of that and make sure that I'm still only picking up my 3 in every 4th row. I only pick up 3 and then I'll skip one. But it's been going pretty good. My plan is to have this done by the 14th. I want it ready for the end of the month when I go to the retreat. I want to be able to wear it at the retreat. So I need to make sure that I can get it done, get it washed and blocked. So yeah, so that's, I mean, we have a lot to go. This is the whole side. I got the collar here on the top, and then I got this whole side to do. So there is a lot of fisherman's rib to do. It's not hard. It just does take a long time. It's not a quick, easy thing to do. It's getting quicker because, you know, now I'm into a rhythm of how to pick up and connect to the sweater itself. So it's not taking as long, but it's still, it takes some time. But I try to work on it every evening. I've put a couple of my other projects kind of on hold a little bit so that I can get this one done, because I have the 2 other, I have the other sweater on the needles, and let while I'm talking about that, let me remove my stitch marker here and put it on my fisherman's rib right here where I'm at. Hopefully next time I podcast this is done, because I would be podcasting the week of the 14th. So I'm hoping to have this done by then. That's my plan. We'll see. But yeah, I've put a couple of my other projects aside so that I can actually get these this done. Okay, the next project that I have, I don't know if it was next on. I think these ones were all about the same time on the needles. And this is my doodle cowl. This is the closest thing to being done and off the needles is this doodle cowl. I only have 30 more rows to do, I think. Maybe 40. I'm trying to do 5 rounds a day. I'm hoping to have this done by the end of the week and can get this off the needles, and then I can concentrate on some other projects here and there and get working on other things. But I have a couple things I want to start, and I can't start them until I get some of these other ones off the needles because I have too many big projects on the needles, and I can't start another big project. I'll never get all them done. I'll have too many big ones, and I'll pretty much stop knitting. So I know that I just need to gradually get some of these off the needles so that I have less projects to do. But it's looking really good. I like it. I've got my pumpkins done. I'm almost done. I'm on the downward side of the leaves. You do up, and I got to the middle here with the X, and then it's the same thing again on the other side. So I'm on the downward side of that. And then I have the acorn and the leaf is my last one to do. And that is 20 rows, I think, for that whole section. But I could possibly get that done by this weekend. Okay, so that is that project that is done. The next two are my socks, and they're about the same spot. These were both cast on January 1st, that I know. These are my mom's socks, and I'm just on the foot. It's easy, knit in the round. I take these a lot of places when I go for riding in the car. They're really easy to just pull out and just knit in the round and not have to really pay attention to it. I know I got about 4 more inches to go before I have to start decreasing and do the heel or do the toe. So I know I can take these when I start getting close to having to do the toe. I'll probably, I won't be taking them anymore because I can't do the toe, the decrease of the toe when I'm other places. I have to pay attention, and it's just, sometimes you don't want to. Okay, and then these are mine. They're not as far as my mom's. These ones, when I get those ones to the point that I'm ready to do the toe, I can always start taking these ones with me. But I had to actually change needles because I was knitting on these the other day and I broke my cord. Luckily I had bought these 1.5s that are interchangeable with some interchangeable cords, and I had these to be able to add into it. So I was able to put the same size needle back in instead of having to go higher. But the cord is really thin. If you guys can see how, that's a really thin cord compared to the other cords of the interchangeable. So they feel like they are really loose on the needles because the cord is so thin. But liking these, getting, it's just another project to work on and to get done. And they will. I'm not worried about it. Those are a project that I can take and have just when I don't want to think. I can just go ahead and do those. Okay, so the next two projects I don't think I got much done on. Yeah, I don't think I did anything on these two projects. I've kind of put these on hold. I am almost done with this increase here to where I can connect it in the round and start doing the color work. But yeah, I just haven't had a lot of extra time to think, and I've wanted to do as much on my sweater as possible. So this is kind of gotten put aside. I need to get back to my 30 minutes on every project, at least on the weekends, so that I can add at least 30 minutes on Saturday and Sunday on these projects to be able to get them done, or get a good portion of them done. Once they start going, they will go a little bit faster, but I just have to make myself do it. And then I definitely know I didn't get anything done on this. Is my twisted cardigan sweater. I was at a point where I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I had a couple of people at the knit group read the directions, and we came to the same conclusion. My thinking was right, so I just have to get back into knitting it and going from there. But yeah, it's just, don't know where it went. Lost my stopper. But yeah, I just need to get back into that. I want to get that done. I like it. I think it's really cute, and I want to get that done. So that is all of my current whips. But I have some wanna-dos, I guess is what I want to call them, that I would like to get cast on before the end of the month. One I would like to wear by the middle of March, which I got to get a cast on in order to do that. So let's talk about those. Okay, I've been talking about that I want to do a vest is my next project that I want to do. And this is a cute little vest. It is the Stockholm, what's the name of it? Stockholm Slipover. And it's a cute little vest. And when I sat down to figure out, I had 2 skeins of yarn that I could use. But when I sat down to figure it out, even though that it calls for it to be done in, I think that is more of a sport weight with mohair. Well, I don't want mohair in a vest. I don't. So, and I thought about holding the yarn double to make it like a DK vest, and I don't think I even want to do that. So I went through my stash and I found this relatively neutral color that I had from one of my Patreon, and I want to say this might have been December's Patreon or November's Patreon. It's in here. It's October's Patreon from Cornbread Honey, and it's a bunch of muted colors. And I thought this would make a nice vest because you could add color to this to bring out different things. So it should be a relatively neutral type of vest. The color that I had picked before, I think would have done some pooling, and I might not have liked it. So we're going to try this. I only need 280 I need 450 560 yards in DK. Well, this is only 463. I figure if I get to the point that I need more when I get down to the ribbing, I can put the ribbing in a different color. I've got a bunch of minis that I could add the ribbing in a different color. But so far, I've done a good portion of my sweaters with one skein. And this has no sleeves. So, yeah. So I'm hoping I can do my sweater with one skein of this and be done with it. So we're going to try that and see where we go. But this is my next project, and I would like to have this done by the middle of March, which means I got to cast on here soon. But in order to do that, I need to get something else off the needles to be able to physically concentrate on doing something else. I don't want to put something aside. I would like to just finish it and get it off the needles. So that is number one that I would like to get cast on. Number two that I want to get cast on, and this is a new cowl that I got, and it actually was put out as the cowl for the Bay Area yarn crawl. And I saw it and I thought I really liked that. Okay, well, I'm not sure where my video cut off at, so we are going to start again with possibly our cowl that we got from, it's the cowl, one of the cowls that they are using for a design from the Bay Area yarn crawl. They made 3 different cowls. They did a crochet cowl, a Tunisian crochet cowl pattern, and then a knit cowl pattern. I ended up getting the knit one and the Tunisian crochet because I would like to do a little more Tunisian crochet and figure that out a little bit here and there. My colors that I plan on using are these that I ended up getting from a friend that was gifted to me. It's got orange and this teal in there, and I really like it. It's really, really pretty, and I'm hoping it will come out and pull out in, since you're veering them both together, I'm hoping they will look good with a variegated, and then I have this orange solid. I'm hoping it looks okay. It might look better with 2 solids. I don't know. It is a DK pattern, and as you guys know, I'm not a big DK wearing person. Most of the stuff that I make is fingering. I don't make a lot of DK because I get too warm with the DK. I like to be able to make a fingering pattern. I can wear the cowl. I'm comfortable. It's enough to keep me warm, and it's enough to keep me cool. So I try to keep everything into fingering as much as possible. And I know most patterns can be altered to whether they're fingering weight or DK weight material. So that is that one. The next one that I plan on casting on is going to be this Tunisian cowl that I'm not going to cast on until the end of the month when we are at a retreat, because me and my friend are going to do this together. She gifted me the pattern so that we could do this together at the retreat and figure out how to do Tunisian crochet in the round. So Tunisian crochet in the round, you need to have 2 skeins of yarn. So I have this one that is hot pink, brown, yellow, and like a light purpley tan or purpley gray. And then I have this solid gray that variegates into a gray and white. So I have these to use to try this pattern. Hopefully it looks really cute, but it is supposed to be DK yarn. That is what I plan on using for that, to get that all done there. Okay. I think that is everything that I had talked about when my camera turned down on me. Now I am we'll talk about our acquisitions. So let's go into that. Okay, our acquisitions. When I was doing the Tunisian crochet, that pattern that I got calls for it to be done in the round. So I needed to get another circular needle. I got this set a while ago from Knit Picks, but I cannot find in Knit Picks where you can buy just one changeable hook. So I have my cord, and I was at Cornbread Honey, and she has Likey Tunisian crochet hooks. And I was like, do Likey screw on to the cords for Knit Picks? And they do. So I ended up getting a Likey hook. So now I have 2 hooks for my Tunisian crochet, and I'm able to start that pattern when that come at the retreat. So I have my needles now for that, which is nice. And I'm glad to know that, you know, and for you guys, if you have a Knit Pick set, that Likey will screw into it. So if they are, so most likely if you have Knit Pick needles, the Likey cords or the Likey needles will screw on to those cords, which is always a nice thing to know. I have a Chow Goose set, and I absolutely love my Chow Goose set. I have nothing against my Chow Goose set, but nothing goes with Chow Goo but Chow Goo, because their screw-in tips are on the ends of the needles, not on the cords. So that is an issue. And when you try to do it the other way and add the connector, the screws don't quite fit. So that was one of my acquisitions. My other acquisition was these little cuties here. Aren't they gorgeous? Cornbread Honey. This is Candy for Two. She had a Valentine's Day box that she did, and you could pick from 3 different colorways. And it was Candy for Two, Dinner for Two, and Dessert for Two, I think is what it was. And I did the Candy for Two because I really liked the color of the brighter colors. I got these the other day when I was over there. I did not get my January colorway. She had not had it finished. She was still finishing dyeing it because of her uncle passing away. So I will have that for next video, and I'll also actually have February's monthly colorway. This was just an extra that I got that, you know, I'm trying not to, but, you know, I mean, she puts out these gorgeous colors, and, you know, you just gotta get them. So that is all of my acquisitions. But what I wanted to talk about was yarn in, yarn out. Last year, I ended up bringing in, I think it was 55 to 60 skeins of yarn. And I ended up using 40 skeins of yarn in projects that I did. So I'm going to try to keep track in a notebook this year how many skeins of yarn that I'm using in projects to try to get rid of some of this, not get rid of, but use what I have instead of buying new. If I sit down for a project, I want to be able to say, oh, I have, you know, like the ones that I did, those were stashed yarn that I had in my stash, to be able to pull them out and to do something with what I have, not trying to buy more all the time. Now, I am getting my monthly colorway from my Patreon from Cornbread Honey, and I don't plan on stopping to get that. I plan on getting that every month, But, you know, that's only 12 skeins for the year to bring in. I will probably use way more than 12 skeins, but I want to know how many skeins am I going to actually buy on top of those 12 that I have. I mean, I already bought this and it's only February 3rd. So this is basically one skein because it's 5 mini skeins. So it's one skein of yarn. So I count my minis, 5 of them, as one skein. But I also got these, and they were shown on last podcast, from 2 sheep. They were going out, so I ended up getting 4 skeins from them, plus my monthly colorway. So already I have 6 skeins in January that I've added into my stash for this year. Really want to try to use what I have and go from there. That is my plan. We'll see. Hopefully it works. But yeah, that's my plan for using my stash. I know I think there's a place in Ravelry where you can track it. Haven't figured that out yet. I'm just going to do it on paper this year to see, you know, how many skeins of yarn, you know, each month what I bring in, and then how many I'm using from stash and that I'm not buying new to use. That's how I'm going to track it this year. But that's one of the things I plan on doing this year, is trying to track the amount of yarn that I bring in and the amount of yarn that I use. My stash is not huge, but it is getting bigger. And I'm having a hard time consolidating it into these bins that I have all around me here and my chest that I have over there. I need to start using some of it. My other plan is I have a lot of, here in these bins here, a lot of acrylic yarn that whether it was gifted to me or I had it from previous. But my plan is for a couple of the our meeting knitting groups that I go to, we make things and give them away for different things, whether it's, you know, make baby hats and let them, you know, give them to this for this. So I've got all of that yarn, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start making some. In my mix, I'm going to throw in some worsted weight beanies here and there and add them on and try to get rid of a lot of these yarns that I have in this pack. It'll allow me to put my hand dyed in those bins, but it'll get rid of a lot of the extras that I have. And I was gifted a big bag of Karen Simply Soft, and it's really nice yarn. There's nothing wrong with Karen Simply Soft. It makes great hats and mittens for people, scarves and stuff like that, and I could easily throw them on to, you know, at least maybe, you know, do a bunch of hats. It's different colors, and I thought about maybe doing some doodles on them, putting maybe, like, you know, after the ribbing, do like hearts on them in a different color, something, you know, to make them so that they're not just plain Jane hats, to add a little bit of something into them. They wouldn't go as fast. They'd be my normal beanie that I normally do, but I would just add a decal or a detail on them, whether it's a, you know, like I said, a heart or a snowflake or something, not something too super detailed, but something that I can add in really little around right after I do, you know, 2 rows after the ribbing, put that in so it'll be right here on their head, and then that's it, and then finish the hat. It shouldn't take too long to do stuff like that, and I can alternate it with different colors, and I have a bunch of different colors that I can do that with. So that's my plan, is to be able to do that, and maybe somebody in the group, I know a couple of people have pom-pom makers, they could possibly, you know, maybe I could make some pom-poms to put on them. We'll see. I don't know. We're going to see what's going on. I got to talk to the ladies to see how many hats they need or what they're doing. But I thought that would allow me to get rid of my stash and to be able to do some charity knitting for people, and those that are in need of hats. I'm not big on mittens. I really don't like doing mittens, so I'm just hats, maybe some scarves every now and then. But you know what? Everybody needs a hat on their head when they're out in the cold, and having a worsted weight hat and something that they could just throw into the washing machine and wash would be great. I have some baby yarn down there as well, and I possibly will do some smaller little, maybe no decorations on those. We'll see, some little beanies for babies, preemies, stuff like that, so that they have them. They won't take any time at all because they're really super little and they're only this big. You know, they're just a little dinky, so they won't take much at all. But I got a lot of that yarn as well to try to use up. So that's my plan for doing some charity knitting and to use up some stash that I have of the acrylic yarn to make room for the hand-dyed yarn that I have. Okay, let's talk about where you can find us in the coming months. Okay, for the coming months, I am trying to update everything on the website, as you know, to get it out there so that people know where we're going to be. We've got 6 trunk shows on the books right now. Still waiting to hear back from some other ones about specific dates, but we are looking at our first trunk show is going to be at Busy Stix in California during the Bay Area Yarn Crawl. We had our bags there last year, and Marcia is gracious enough to host me again for another year for the trunk show for the Bay Area Yarn Crawl. So if you guys are out in that area, my bags will be there. Stop in, look at them, see what you've got, and support local. Support her business, support my business, support small. I appreciate everybody that buys from me when they go to these trunk shows. I would love to be able to go and be in person at all of these trunk shows, but it's physically not capable for me to do that right now with the full-time job that I have. So I try to get to as many as I can, but when they're going across the country like that, I can't take the time off for all of these places, different places like that, to be at all of them. Like I said, I would love to. It's just right now it is not feasible. So that starts, I want to say March 14th, and it runs through the 23rd of March, but I will put it on the screen here so that you guys know when the Bay Area Yarn Crawl is going to be. But I believe it is March 13th through the 23rd, or the 14th. 13th or 14th it starts, through the 23rd. March 15th, we will physically be at Loopville in Knoxville, Tennessee. We were going to do a one-day trunk show there. Amy of Loopville has graciously agreed to host me for the day. So if you guys are in the Knoxville area and you guys want to sit and knit with me, I would love to have you come in and sit down, chit-chat, knit, see what you're working on, show you what I'm working on, and just have a good afternoon together. I would love to meet anybody that wants to sit and knit in person. When I did it last year at Clinch River, it was so much fun, and I absolutely enjoyed it to no end. And I'm just trying to get around to the other knit stores, the other yarn stores in the area, to be able to give more people an option to get around and to get out to see me. So we are going to be at Loopville. She opens at, I believe she said 10, but again, all that information will be on the screen. I will be there from open to close for that day on March 15th. The next place we are going to be is April 26th is Local Yarn Store Day. and we will be at Yarnies and Swag. Now, I will not be there personally. The bags will be there. Yarnies and Swag in Ohio. And I'm not exactly sure, and I will put the information, like I said, it will all be down below, but I will get the exact street address. But it is in Ohio, and our bags will be there starting local yarn store day, and we'll run through just before Mother's Day. So it'll be about 2 weeks. She'll be doing a trunk show for me there. Those are the first ones coming up, so that will be March and April that we'll have in the beginning of May. I have some more on the books, but I'm just not going to talk about them yet, so we get you guys too much information, but they are on my website, so if you want to check over on the website, all the way at the bottom, where you can find us, or upcoming trunk shows, I think it's under upcoming trunk shows down at the bottom, you'll be able to see where the trunk shows are going to be. Also, where the stores that actually still carry my bags, you can find them in those places as well. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I appreciate all of you for coming and watching my videos, supporting me every way you can, buying my bags every time I do a post and a drop. The amount of people that grab bags, I appreciate it. There is actually some bags that I didn't show today that were dumped onto the website. Most of them are gone already, and I really appreciate all of you that are following me on social media, follow me here, and go over to the website and grab the bags that I post. I appreciate it, and it warms my heart that you guys are supporting my small business like you are. I use this YouTube channel to kind of promote my business a little bit here and there. So thank you for watching. If you guys have not subscribed, consider doing so. It does benefit me a little bit by you subscribing to my channel. When you comment and like my videos, it puts it in the algorithm for YouTube to promote them and to suggest them to other people who are looking for knit-related content. So by doing all that, it allows those videos to get pushed a little bit further out there. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye.